Hey guys, my name is Rishabh and I'll be covering the topics under the MEO Class 4 exams and the various questions asked by the surveyor during the Class 4 orals. So our today's question is how to order a grinding wheel. And before I tell you the answer of this question, let's just quickly and briefly see what is grinding and what is a grinding wheel, because sometimes surveyors also ask this question. So grinding is one of the surface finishing process in which we will reduce the surface roughness of the material. Hence, it will give very fine and accurate finish to the material. Let's just see with the help of photos how this process actually looks like. So you would be able to understand and visualize things better. So this is the workpiece, and here you can clearly see how rough it is, plus two wells are given. So with the help of grinding we will be reducing the rough surface roughness of this workpiece, and this is the intermediate stage of the grinding process, and clearly you can see the weld's rough surface has been reduced, plus that's how it will look like once this process will be completed. You can see how fine finish it has given to the material. Moving ahead, let's talk about the grinding wheel. So grinding wheel is a matrix of abrasive grains which are pressed or bonded together to form a solid circular shape. So these are the abrasive grains and these are the binding material or the bond which are holding or pressing together these abrasive grains. Here you can see the chips of the workpiece as they are coming out. This will indicating the surface roughness has been reduced, and plus these abrasive grains will also fall out, and this has some significance. I'll talk about it later. Now coming to the answer. So these are the points which you will be telling to the surveyor, that is the abrasive type, grit number, grade, metal structure, bond type, inner diameter, outer diameter, thickness, and the maximum operating speed. So let's just quickly see what these specifications means, just in case surveyors cross questions you, so you would be able to tell the answer to the surveyor. Let's start with abrasive type. So abrasive type means the type of the material of which our abrasive grains are made up of. Plus it depends upon the material of the workpiece. So suppose our workpiece material is a steel or steel alloy, then we'll be using the aluminium oxide. But in case our workpiece material is a cast iron or other non-ferrous metal, then we'll be using the silicon carbide. There are various abrasive types also, like the diamond or CBN, but mostly these two types which we use on board ship. Next will be the grit number. Grit number will denote the size of each abrasive grain here. Like these grain size, this will be given by the grit number. And higher will be the grit number, smaller will be the size of the abrasive grain, and more fine finish it will give to the material. So the coarse material, the coarse type grain will give less finish to the material, and it will remove more material from the workpiece. Next will be the grade. Grade will tell you the holding strength or the degree of strength between the each abrasive grain, and this will come into picture when so this is the point which I was telling you about. So when this abrasive grain will get blunt, so this must fall off the grinding wheel so that fresh grains can come and reduce the surface of this workpiece. Otherwise, the surface temperature and the force required to reduce the surface roughness will increase, hence your time will increase. So to increase the efficiency of this process, this rough or the blunt grit must fall off. So there are three types of grade: soft grade, medium grade, hard grade. Soft grade will use on the harder material and the hard grade will be using on the softer material. So next will be the metal structure. Metal structure will tell you the density of these abrasive grains. Okay, so here's the example. Here you can clearly see in the open structure, the density of abrasive grains is less than the density of abrasive grains in dense structure. So there are three types of metal structure: dense, open, normal, or we can open can be called as medium. and again it is given by the numerical value, and higher will be the number, more open will be the structure. So suppose for open it will be 15 and for the most dense structure it will be 1. Next will be the bond type. So we have various types of bond, but mostly you will find vitrified type or silicate type. These are denoted by the S, V and S respectively. We have other type also like rubber, shellac, but mostly 75% of these grinding wheels are made up of vitrified bond. Inner diameter, outer diameter and the thickness. And the last and the most critical point is the maximum operating speed, which will be given on the grinding wheel, and in any case you should not increase the RPM of the grinding wheel above the rated RPM which is given on the grinding wheel, because it might get shattered due to the high centrifugal force acting on the grinding wheel, and it will compromise the safety of the personnel using the grinding machine. So let's just see the grinding wheel. This is one of the picture, and this was one of the wheel which I had on board the ship, and here you can see the RPM given here in the red mark. So this is very important, and yeah, the specifications of the wheel. So let's just quickly see, these are the dimensions like the outer diameter, inner diameter and the thickness, which is given in the mm. Then you have the code number and the specification mark, which we have just discussed, like V vitrified bond, C metal structure, K will be the grade, and 603 will be the grit number, that is the softest, the very finest grit number, and A will be the aluminum oxide. And this will be the maximum operating speed. So yes friends, that's it, and just let me know if you want to add any more points, or if you have any doubts regarding this, you can let me know in the comments down below. And I hope next time when surveyor asks you this question, you would be able to answer this question very confidently. All the best. See you.